So often when you read a screenplay, it'll say, how's the character introduced? Tom, 27, brown hair, brown eyes, meets his girlfriend, strangely enough, young, blonde, very attractive. It's amazing how many scripts start off that way and how many characters are described exactly the same, as if those are the only two character types in the world somehow. But if I just say that somebody has brown hair and brown eyes, or what age they are, or if I tell you that a woman has blonde hair and blue eyes and she's very pretty, does that really tell you anything about their character? No. Right? So you have to observe something more. Once again, we could describe anybody in this room by telling you what they physically look like, but what really tells you something about the way they behave? So sometimes you'll pick up on something, the way somebody speaks to you, the tone of voice, the way they actually use their hands, the way they make eye contact or don't make eye contact, right? Which is a far more important bit of character than anything else, right? So how can we describe a character? Rick and I have a friend and faculty member who I have often described, and I've told him this as well, described as a man who's always dressed to go boating, even when he's not about to go boating. And so, is it accurate?
Completely.
Do you get a sense of somebody without my saying anything more about him? Right? Okay. Or, and this is not about him now, this would be more about me, the type of guy who would never pass a nickel on the street. Right? You know who that guy is immediately, right? This is, the kind of kid who walks down the hallway and trips even when nobody's tripping him. Anything you can do to give you a real sense of character. I know who that person is without you saying a thing about, is he 14 or 15, what kind of hair he has. I get a sense of who that is immediately. Does that make some sense to you? Those are the kinds of observation and analyses we're looking for in creating character. You can start with these things. Look at your friends, look at your family members, whatever, and get some of this information. I know all of you are too young to be betting at the casinos, but has anybody played poker in the room? Wow. That's better than it mostly is with adults. That is awesome. So, almost everybody plays poker in here. What does it tell?
Something that shows what their hand is without actually seeing their hand.
Right. Everybody hear that? Everybody knows what a tell is? A tell is something that a poker player does unconsciously that gives away what he or she is about to do, whether it's win or bluff, what have you. Right? And clearly, a good poker player tries to eliminate all tells. But how do you identify a tell when you're playing poker? You identify a tell because it's the one thing that they don't know that they're doing that is different than at any other time. Every time he's about to bluff, he touches his ear. You notice that? And that comes from a lot of observation, right? Now, every time he bluffs, there might be times he might go like this, or, he might, but only this gesture is the one that gives away the fact that he's bluffing. Does that make sense to folks? And so when you're observing people, what you're looking for are their tells.